Hey everybody, welcome back to yet another of Northernlion's challenge runs. I don't mean to say yet another, like, oh my god, he's still going. We've actually got a good one today, courtesy of YouTube user Oblivion23 Roblox. I don't know if there's something with 23. We've had a lot of 23s show up recently in this stream and on the channel. Oh, sorry, I'm using tears here. The main gameplay mechanic of this run, I'll talk about the lore in a second, is that we have unlimited item power and Crack the Sky, and we can only use Crack the Sky. We can't use our tears unless, you know, something obvious comes up, and I absolutely 100% have to use my tears. So, I mean, this is going to be one of those runs. Crack the Sky is probably going to seem super powerful for a while. Item rooms, shops, devil rooms. Actually, devil rooms are off limits, but item rooms, shops, boss rooms, A-okay. And we also have the Halo and we have Fate. And the reason this is included, I assume, is to make us look more like an angel, because the premise of this run from a thematic standpoint is that, you know, Satan's up to his old tricks, and basically God has sent down an angel to hunt him down. So we're going to be fighting Satan. It's nice to get a reprieve from fighting Blue Baby. It's been a little while since we've had a Satan run, which is nice. And I think it's going to scale better here, because I don't know if Crack the Sky is going to be strong enough to allow us to easily take out Blue Baby. It might be, I don't know. I mean, with Fate, we can just hang out over some rocks, and I expect that these first few floors will seem very, very easy. And again, I am just checking into item rooms here. Obviously, I can't take anything to replace Crack the Sky. The only other condition is no deal with the devil rooms. Deal with the angel rooms, A-okay. Maybe God's just sending us down a beautiful item to help us out a little bit. This is what I'm worried about, is that with Crack the Sky, it's totally possible we might end up having these rooms where if enemies move really quickly, we might not be able to kill them. But to be honest with you, I have no idea how this run is going to turn out from a, gameplay and balance perspective. I'm really hoping that we end up being able to succeed here, but I'm wondering if there's even, like, some bosses that might be impossible to hit with this. I don't think so, but it might be the case. I don't know. As of right now, you know, go get a drink, get a snack for these first few floors, because things are going to get crazy later, but for right now, it seems like it's going to be pretty obvious that our success, at least early, is guaranteed. I mean, if I wanted to be a total asshole, I could just hang out like I did right there, exactly over top of that rock. Now, I'm getting Little Steve here. That won't actually impact our success, and that's the reason I think that, like, item rooms and boss room items are allowed, is because basically almost no items in the game will actually end up helping us out. I mean, health upgrades, obviously, those are essential. That's one reason we've got to go with items. Or we've got to be allowed to take some items. Tears ups won't help us at all. Speed upgrades might help us, admittedly. And then anything that has, like, a fringe effect, but keep in mind that we can't take any spacebar items, so that takes us down to, like, what? Probably, like, 20 items in the game that could actually have some non-negligible impact on our success. Man, these eyeless ooze guys are going to be a real pain in the ass. I am just realizing. There we go. On the bright side, it only takes one Crack the Sky to kill them, I guess. But, you know, on the negative side, you have to hit them once, which is borderline impossible, I suppose. And again, I don't know if there's some kind of algorithm that controls Crack the Sky, or if I'm just going to be randomly pressing the space bar, which seems to have worked out pretty well for me so far. I like this run a lot thematically. From a gameplay perspective. Shit, dude, I have no idea. Maybe it's going to work out well, but I'm willing to try anything once, and this is one of the highest rated comments that we've seen on the Isaac videos in quite some time, so regardless, I'm excited to try this out. And again, thank you to Oblivion23 Roblox for this challenge run suggestion. At the very least, it is a extraordinarily unique challenge run suggestion, shall we say. Even if it ends up turning out badly, everyone's heart was in the right place with this. No questions asked. So, we will just continue onwards. Here we are in the Caves XL, so we're speeding along pretty quickly, especially if we can find a boss room in the very near future. Finding this boss room will allow us to probably speed through both bosses really quickly. In fact, bosses, especially bosses that are stationary in the center of a room, might actually be some of the fastest rooms that we could possibly have, because we're going to be able to hit them kind of reliably with these beams of light from heaven, whereas for the most part, oh my god, he just dodged that shit like he was Pavel Bure. For the most part, enemies like eyeless ooze guys are going to be ultimate pains in the ass. I assume zombies are going to be pretty bad as well, but, you know, we can just kind of hang out here, and I'm pretty sure the cube of meat is actually doing some damage here. I don't know whether that's frowned upon or what, but I'm going to abuse every advantage that I possibly can, which is still technically within the rules of the engagement here that we've got going on. So I am again, sadly, reaching a dead end here, but with one press of the spacebar, my entire luck could change. That's another good name for this run. It could be Press Your Luck. Although, to be honest with you, I think we have done a Press Your Luck run. It's really weird, like, doing a YouTube series where there's 500 parts at this point, because, I mean, if you did one video a week, 500 parts would literally be 10 years of videos. That's crazy, but I mean, obviously I've done one a day, so it's only taken me a little bit over a year, but I'm like making episode titles and I'm like, shit, did I use this before, but it's like impossible to go back and check because there's too many episodes. It's insane. I mean, I went to a small high school, but by this point I've done like one Isaac episode for everybody in my high school. That's kind of insane at this point. You know, for better or worse. It makes me an easy target for a little bit of ridicule, and I understand why, and you know, I'm in on the joke as well to a certain extent, but at the same time, it's also, it's admirable in its consistency now. If only I could work out for a year straight, I would feel a lot better about myself. That made it seem more dire than it is. You know, just a couple years of sitting here at the computer. These Isaac videos are making me thirsty. In any case, we're down on Necropolis 1 here. Shall we just mash down here? I mean, Necropolis should not be super difficult for us. In fact, I don't even know if accidentally maybe we've created this item combination that is going to make the entire game super easy for us. The thing is, with health, we're still not in a great spot, and that's going to be a real sore spot for us moving forwards here in the future. I should have gone to the item room on the last floor. I believe I skipped it. I'm going to skip that pill as well, because I don't necessarily trust it. Ooh, okay, that was real close. I don't like this room at all. Please just, they're, oh my god, they're going for things I don't want them to go for. They're going for, like, the turret in the center, when I really would instead love them to go for the corners, but apparently they seem unable to hit it. So, I don't really know. Maybe I can just hang out here and not take any damage. Okay, well, it did hit the corner there. So I'll just keep mashing the button here, and eventually, hopefully it will spread to the side, and okay, finally it worked out for us. That was actually really scary. I'm tempted to go to the shop. I'm not sure what we could possibly get in there beyond a Spirit Heart that I'd be super interested in. So I will take that Spirit Heart and move onwards. Obviously, we're still going to probably look out for the item room. We're going to pick up the Spirit Heart and the key here. That makes up for all the damage I took on the last room. And I think this is definitely one of those runs where it's going to be kind of feast or famine. And that means, you know, in this context, we're probably going to be feasting on earlier floors because it's going to be pretty easy for us to do damage and not get killed ourselves. But on later floors, things might get much, much more dire. And maybe we'll just end up dying in a van down by the river or something. Okay, I almost got hit by that spider, but I managed to get out of there, okay? This will be not a dead end yet. I was just looking at the map quickly. It appears we have at least one more. Yeah, we got a couple rooms. And this might indeed be the worst room for us. Actually, it's turning out fairly well. But I'm worried about enemies that move quickly. But, you know, again, because I can just hang out over the rocks, it kind of doesn't matter. So, I feel like I should backtrack and go to the item room, even though I feel like it's almost a waste of a key, because it's pretty unlikely that I'm going to get anything I can use there. That's the rub, unfortunately, on this run, is that I can make all this effort to get to item rooms, but the item rooms might not benefit us. Of course, the benefits here definitely outweigh the negatives, because we are dealing with a set of conditions that are incredibly strong right from the get-go, and we should easily be able to guarantee us at least a shot at Satan. If I don't manage to beat Mom, I'm going to be very disappointed in myself, and the troll engine as well. I'm taking some dumb damage here, no question about that. Neutral Fly's tearing me apart. I really thought we were going to get this guy easily, but he ended up being more of a pain in the ass than I originally anticipated. Sadly, the poop is not going to be a worthwhile item in this situation, but poop with unlimited item power. Think of the defensive and possibly consumable latent opportunities that await us there. Now we're just going to trigger those guys, then run away. Since I do have the flying ability, the spikes don't bother me. But I'm trying to think of what boss would be the worst we could possibly run into. I mean, Bloat's always a pain in the ass, but maybe we'll get lucky and we'll fight War. That's Loki, actually. That's lucky as well. So we should just be able to kill Loki instantly, apparently, and then head down to the next floor. This is what I mean, where if we can get to the bosses, I feel like the bosses might be the easiest rooms we could possibly deal with. I mean, as of yet, I'm not getting cocky because I've seen runs like this, you know, fall by the wayside, just due to hubris, basically, and poor dodging. But as of right now, things certainly look very strong for me. Not doing great on respect to health, or with respect to health, but I am picking up Spirit Hearts occasionally, and those Spirit Hearts are going to play a major role in my possible success moving forwards. We're just going to run through here, because I don't give a shit about the neutral flies. We're going to pick up some more money, and I'm tempted to play the blood bank, but at the same time, I'm sort of not, because I worry about the chances of that absolutely neutering our abilities moving forwards. Chubb is not going to be an issue. Basically, any room where there's rocks in the corners is not going to be an issue at all. And I'm actually amazed at how well this has worked out for us, because I thought we'd start to come up against it pretty soon. When I originally like spec'd out this run, I was like, okay, is this balanced? Well, it might be a little imbalanced in the start, but I assume that once things get tougher, then we're just not going to scale very well at all. Like, once we get rooms with, like... I mean, the worst enemy for us to fight would probably be something actually like a teratoma here, because those spiders, I couldn't actually target them, and they would probably get in and be able to hit me. So if we run into a teratoma or something like that, then things could get real tough. But, you know, as of right now, things are going really well. This is another kind of nightmare room for me. But if I just hang out over here, I think I should be able to make this work. What are the problem is I've got to hit the exact square with Crack the Sky here. And actually, I think we got lucky there doing it as quickly as we did. For example, this is the kind of room that I worry about. And Cube of Meat is actually going to go a long way towards helping me out. But I assure you, you know, reject those notions in your head of being like, unbalanced, you're a cheater. Until we get a little bit further, because this is definitely the kind of run where everything seems good until it isn't. In our item room, we find a map, which seems like an excellent buy at this point. And you know what? Since this is our last shop, I might as well buy that Spirit Heart and just buff myself a little bit more. And we actually have been able to go to all of the special rooms so far. Skipping over the mob trap room. I mean, the boss room's not going to help me all that much. I mean, everyone who's an Isaac veteran knows that. It's not going to make or break me here, but it does save me a room at the end of every single dead end that we come across. As long as we don't have like Curse of Darkness or something like that, which is valuable. It's not the most important thing in the world, but it's nothing to sneeze at either. And I'm really impressed actually by the amount of damage that Crack the Sky is able to do here. I just suspected that this was the boss room and ended up indeed being validated in that. And we've actually done pretty good crowd control with Crack the Sky as well, which is very surprising to me. But yeah, as of right now, I don't think Mom's going to be an issue whatsoever. I don't think Mom's Heart's going to be an issue whatsoever, although again, the crowd control on that, I can't use bombs to attack, so I don't know what's going to happen there. With Red Mom, yeah, this is going to be fine. With 2 Crack the Skies later, and she's basically dead, I'm pretty sure we have no issues. HP upgrade and Polaroid down to the next floor. So far, literally nothing to complain about whatsoever, except maybe the fact that I'm a little bit low on health, but you know, that's the kind of thing that even if it doesn't get rectified, might not matter because we're not having to go through the blue baby dynamic that is always such a frustrating part of this. World card is valuable, but we'll save it. Yeah, like I love the idea of not like the rebirth talk that Edwin was saying, where you know there's not going to be health off the screen anymore, and that's cool. I mean, I'm totally okay with that. The problem is that Blue Baby and Isaac imbalance the game to such a point, I think, from a bullet hell sense, that you almost need health off the screen if you're going to give yourself more than like a 25% chance of beating them. Maybe that's the way he wants the game to be balanced, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I do think that hopefully those bosses will be changed at least a little bit to make it so it's easier to dodge them and defeat them without having a lot of health and almost being required to tank it. I know there's skillful ways to take out Isaac and Blue Baby, don't get me wrong. And you know, a skillful player is going to do better than an unskillful player almost every single time. But that doesn't change the fact that there is almost an element of unavoidable tankiness associated with those fights. Unless you are an ultimate dodger, particularly with certain kinds of runs. Like if you fire really quickly, I would love to see someone who fires with like a sad onion and number 1 with some range upgrades or something, beat that fight with like under 6 health. I would be very surprised if that could happen. This is not our boss room, sadly. I went on this detour because I thought it would be, but I guess you can't always get what you want. We will save the world card, I guess, for Sheol. And I'm starting to think, like, as we plow through the womb here, which sounds like I did to your mother last night. Hi-oh! No, I'm starting to think that this is actually gonna prove to be remarkably easy. Which is both, I mean, it's a positive, because I've had some bad luck on runs lately. Or not bad luck, but maybe bad play, but it's also negative because, you know, we're missing that tension, but hopefully we come to find that. The problem is that, you know, normally bosses are the major stopping point in the game, whereas now, bosses are by far the easiest part. It's almost like we could rename this run like the shoes on the other foot, and indeed it is here, because bosses are actually just absolute cakewalks. I mean, you saw how quickly we beat Mom there. I mean, it was Red Mom. Red Mom's pretty easy. It's certainly not as hard as Method Mom. Anyway, eventually I'll get sick of that joke, but as is right now, I'm starting to think that maybe we're basically, I mean, I've had one hand off the keyboard for this entire run. You can use your imagination for, you know, what I'm doing with that in the meantime. I apologize if you can still hear my spacebar being all annoying and clangy. No need to play that that fortune teller, I would say. We are going to fight Conquest. Conquest is going to fight fire with fire if he ever gets the chance to use those beams from heaven. I can't tell which are his and which are mine. Doesn't really matter in the whole scheme of things, though. He should be back on screen any second now. There we go. I really thought maybe we glitched out the game by using his own item against him for a while there. which would have been very unfortunate. The other thing I like about this run is that it makes Crack the Sky an actually viable item, which it has not been for a long time. But we can't pick it up. We can't pick up White Pony, I should say. We can pick up the Relic, and that's certainly not going to cause us any harm as we move forward. Hopefully we don't get a curse here. We don't get a curse here, so let's move over to the right first. I'm fully expecting to not be able to find the boss rooms very quickly, simply because that's, you know, there's got to be some kind of karma associated with this run. But as of right now, I'm pretty sure God is going to get his revenge on Satan himself, and the Angel of Death will indeed succeed here. I know nothing about religion, by the way, so if somehow through an offhanded remark I have insulted you or your faith, I apologize for that. I am not here to do that by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think I did, but it's always, you know, better to be on the safe side a little bit. I'm not trying to be overly PC or anything like that. What I am trying to do is just, you know, be respectful. Be respectful. Be respectful. That is our boss room. Wow, that is good for two reasons. One of them being that it got me off that song that I was probably going to continue singing unless something got in my way. The other one is we will be able to fight Mom's Heart real quickly. But we're struggling a little bit here because there, finally, we managed to destroy both of them at the same time. That was getting real scary for me. I was like, are we going to be stuck here forever? Is this real life? Now, again, this is going to be the issue with this fight. We're going to be able to take Mom's Heart out very quickly when we actually hit it with these beams from heaven. But my normal strength on the Mom's Heart boss fight is crowd control, but I can't really complain now. Mom's Heart is invisible while firing bombs, but that was super quick. Oh my god. Alright, so now we go down to Sheol. This might be one of the fastest Sheol runs we've ever had, to be quite honest with you. We'll pop the world card. It's right up there. I definitely think, unless we get stuck on another room like that, laser room, we should be able to beat this in maybe under 18 minutes, maybe under 20 if things go really badly somehow. That was bad damage for me right there, but not bad damage for them, unfortunately. This one's got to be so close to death. I'm on top of this rock, so he can't hit me, but he also needs to move into some of these bolts from heaven if I'm going to have any chance to do damage to him at any moment. He's so close there. This is the room, exactly the room I was concerned about. So let's continue moving onwards. Fistula should be... Oh, I said Teratoma was hard, but Fistula I don't foresee being too hard, because once I hit it once, I'm going to be able to hit it like 7 times in a row and just take like all of its phases down. Which is, you know, fine by me. We're going to be making some pretty quick progress here. Yeah, that worked out absolutely fine. Our final room is just going to be some eyeless ooze guys, one of which is already dead. 2 of which... Oh, come on. Cube of meat, you could have done it there. 2 of which are already dead, and then the Fallen as well, which we have killed. And now it's time to fight Satan. Jesus Christ, I think we're going to get through this run super quickly. Again, not to shit on you, Oblivion 23 Roblox, or the people who voted for this, of which there were at least dozens. It was at like 80 upvotes or something the last time I saw. This run ended up being one of the more imbalanced ones we've seen recently. We've glitched out the health bar. It's gone all weird here. His health is like off the screen now. I don't know what up with that, but hopefully we didn't actually break the game for ourselves. Second level of Satan's health started at like almost dead. I'm very confused about what's going on here and whether or not we glitched the game, which, you know, is absolutely a real possibility given my experience in Isaac, in which case we'll just start kicking some bombs in here, which still do damage. Okay, so maybe we haven't glitched the game. Maybe he just hasn't walked into any of our shots for a while. Okay, now this is going to be the hardest part. I could still lose here. This is for all the marbles, but oh, I doubt we're going to lose here now. I have to actually hit the foot with the beams from heaven, which is not going to be easy, but, you know, it's never been easy to hit anything with the beams of light from heaven, because I don't have control over where they fall. Wow, okay, I think we've just got to kill this one single bomb fly, and after that's over, that's going to be like the quickest Isaac run we have had in quite some time. That didn't end in failure anyway. I apologize for the short length, but that was a fun run to do regardless. It shows how powerful Crack the Sky can be, at the very least, if you have a ton of power at your disposal. In any case, thank you to Oblivion 23 Reblocks for that challenge run suggestion. As always, continue to suggest your owns in the comments. I will do the ones I see at the top that are most appropriate, absurd, and hopefully balanced to compensate for this one. But in any case, as always, thanks for watching, you guys, and I will see you next time.